Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you guys all doing today on this lovely snowy Friday? I always look out the window to see what the weather is like because sometimes it changes in a split second because before it was snowing a lot more than it is now. So today we're going to talk about gifts. And by gifts, I mean your God-given talents, things that you were born with, whether you are aware of them or not, as of right now, because that can quickly change for you. And I believe it is very important for each and every one of us to discover what our gifts are, and even more so to actually do something with them. Because if you're aware of what your gifts are and you're doing absolutely nothing with them, you're just wasting them. And that's why there's a really famous phrase, or I guess a quote that goes and says that the richest place on earth is the graveyard. And why? It's because there are so many expensive gifts that people were born with, but they never ever used them because most of them were just scared. Right? Because a lot of the gifts that we have are scary to pursue and scary to achieve and have in our life. And an example of that for me is I have a gift of gab. And that means speaking, that means conversation, that means just sharing what's in here and speaking it into life and sharing all that. And if I did not start to utilize that gift in the way that I'm doing right now, a couple of years ago, or actually it's been what, a year, almost 2 years now, since I started doing live videos. And I'm gonna tell you, the very first one was completely terrifying for me. And my body was paying for it. In all honesty, I was on the toilet before and after. So there you go. I said it. Hey, Jasmine, how are you doing today? And yes, I know you're still learning yours today, and there's going to be more because we're never born with just one gift. And I highly, highly, highly encourage each and every one of you, including myself, to keep uncovering those gifts, because a gift of gab is only one gift that I have. Intuition, I have very great intuition, is my other gift. Being able to help people in different ways, and having the ability of becoming a chameleon and folding and molding to the people that are around me, as long as it allows me to be me, I will do so. But if it means that I have to change who I am drastically to be around a certain person, I will not do it. Right? And that's why I attract certain types of people into my life. So now, speaking of gifts, right? Are you aware of what gifts you have? And I would love for you to share at least one gift that you are aware of so far that you have, whether you're using it or not. You are aware of at least one gift that you have, that you are living with right now. And then when it comes to utilizing your gifts and allowing your gifts and using them in a way that will help you become a more of authentic self and bring in all the dollar bills that you possibly want, it is more than possible to become a millionaire using any of the gifts that you have. So I'll give you an example. There are people who are really, really, really good at cutting grass. Now, one would say, Yana, how can you possibly become a millionaire if you're just good at cutting grass? Well, first of all, that sentence needs a little bit of changing, because saying just good at cutting grass is very limiting. And I don't believe in limitations for myself or with people. So when people, in conversation, when I hear limits, I do my best at pointing them out. But first, of course, asking for permission. If the person, if I've never had that conversation with a person and they're not aware of me, just kind of like, okay, well, this could be tweaked a little bit. How can you change that to sound more anabolic for yourself? Now, there are ways how one can become a millionaire with just cutting grass. because that's an incredible gift. You can go around your neighborhood, you can spread your neighborhood, you can get a really good lawn mowing machine, you can hire people, you can franchise that, right? You can be the face of that, and you can charge more for yourself to cut the grass because you are a professional and you do the best job in not just cutting grass, because there's a lot more to it, of the way the grass looks when it's cut and doing different designs and making that an art piece. That's just grass, and it's seasonal, and it's more than possible for one to become a millionaire with that one gift. Okay, now I use grass as one example. There are many, 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 many examples. You can be an incredible cook, a burger flipper, if that's how it would be called, writer, storyteller, dog walker. I mean, the list can go on. We all have different gifts. We all have different things that we're passionate about. And I believe that if you are still here, if you're still living, if you're still breathing, then you have not fulfilled your purpose. And you still have a chance to do so. So what are you waiting for? Really? And I ask that honestly, genuinely, and humbly. What are you waiting for to start utilizing your gifts? Because I ask that, the reason why I ask that is because I know a lot of people are waiting for someone to push them. They're waiting for someone to help them. They're waiting for someone to do something for them. They're waiting for someone to put fire under their behind. They're waiting for someone to do it for them. But it's not going to happen. It's your gift. It's your job. It's your duty to do something with it. It's your job to figure out how you are going to do it, because if you're waiting for somebody else to do it for you, they're going to do it their way, which is not going to be your way. And I don't know about you, I'm all about doing things my way. And this is where I realized that I was sitting for a long time waiting for someone to come and do certain things for me in my life, and only to have that person come into my life. And I was like, no, I don't want that. I want to do it my way. So in other words, sometimes we're waiting there and we're sitting and we're saying, oh, I want for this. I want for this to be in my life. I want this person to come into my life and do this. I want someone to do this for me. I want someone to do that for me, only to have our wants and needs and our dreams to manifest into our lives, to realize that's not what we wanted. Or maybe that is what we wanted, but that's not how we wanted it. So then we're like, by we, I mean me, I realized that, okay, that's not how I wanted it. So then how do I want it? And rewriting that story that I have inside my head and manifesting a whole different process, a whole different thing in my life. And you're more than capable of doing just that. So as I'm uncovering my gifts, my passions, my curiosities, and I'm working through myself, I love to see people, my clients, to do the same thing. And we're doing different things, and it's a beautiful, beautiful process, and a beautiful journey to witness how these people start here and then go here, there, and everywhere, and they're on their own path, their own journey, and how we get to learn from our journeys, right? Because as a coach, I don't share my journey when it comes to the one-on-one sessions, because that is all about you. But if you want to see what I am all about, what my journey is, what I learn, what I share, what I teach, what I preach, what I incorporate in my life, what I do, and everything, this is where you get to see it, through these videos. not in the one-on-one and not in the group coaching sessions, because that is all about the group, that is all about the individual, that is not all about me. This right here is somewhat all about me, but at the same time it's not, because I just use my examples, my journey, my path, my experiences alongside of other people's, and in hopes that it will help you to get closer to your answers, to your truth, to your journey, to uncovering your gifts, to uncovering your passions, to getting those answers and not sitting on them, but actually doing something about them. So there's another, I don't know where I put my book, but there's one other thing that I really liked that I read. This one right here. This quote, I love quotes. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, because with one sentence, with a couple of words, a lot can be said, and it can be translated in any way that you choose, and also depending on the day. But this one right here, when I read it today, I was like, oh my God, it's so good. And I'd love to hear what this one means to you in this moment in time. He who asks a question may be a fool for 5 minutes. He who asks no questions stays a fool forever. So I'm going to leave you with that. I mean, I can go really deep on that one with myself of how I understand it, how I get it, but I'm more interested in hearing your take on it. What does it mean to you? How did it make you feel? What did it give you, right? What did it inspire in you? And I ask all these questions to kind of help you and trigger your responses, and I would love to see them down below and go deep on it. Seriously, think about it and go deep on it. I will read it once again, just in case you're thinking about it. I actually will, I'm going to write it down in the comments so that way you guys can read it and listen and reread it and reread it, and I'll probably end up doing a quote post on it one of these days. But again, he who asks a question may be a fool for 5 minutes. He who asks no questions stays a fool forever. And there you go. That's all she wrote. That's all for today, guys. I hope you got something from it. And again, as always, I like to ask in any of my videos, or most of my videos, not any of my videos, I'll correct myself on that one. What was your biggest takeaway from this session today? I'd love to hear it down below, and pass the message along to anyone that you would believe can benefit from this message as well, or share it on your page, on your stories, however you want to go about it, because I want to spread the energy, because I believe that's what I'm here for, sharing my positive, uplifting energy, and helping that energy spread and bring people to a different level of energy, and hopefully elevate them from wherever they are at. Anyways, have an incredible the rest of your day. I am going to continue my personal development, as I am obsessed with learning and growing, and then sharing all that I learn and grow from. And then on to the chores of the day, as Friday is my grocery shopping and cleaning day. Yeah, so busy, aren't we all though? Anyways, have a great the rest of your day, and hopefully the snow kind of slows down and it warms up, because I am honestly missing spring. I don't know about you. Bye, and thanks for watching.